We'll see what happens with Dante. What do you think about
I want to hear
Ducey?
your conspiracy.
Huh?
What's your conspiracy? You said you
Oh,
had
my
things that I
conspiracy.
go,
Things that make me go, hmm.
I gotta hear this.
Come
Let's hear
on,
it.
man. You don't know because listen,
What is it?
Immanuel Quickley. We all know contract extension is coming up. The deadline for his contract extension is October 23rd, right next week. IQ looked perfectly fine a few games ago. Perfectly fine. Yesterday, they say, oh, all the starters aren't playing. I'm like, oh, okay, they're going to probably start IQ. We starting Deuce McBride. First light bulb in my head. Wait, you starting Deuce McBride over IQ? IQ is not playing at all. I was like, huh, that's interesting. Things that make you go, hmm. But I wasn't going to say anything because you know what? There's a back to back. So maybe there's some weird, he's not going to play today, but he's going to play in the back to back. Tom Thibodeau comes up on the platform. Oh, what's wrong with IQ? He's nicked up. No specific injury. No, oh, my toe, not my. He's nicked up. His agent nicked him up because they trying to preserve that boy for contract day. They're like, we don't want you to get hurt. We don't want nothing to happen to you. You've done enough. They already know what you about. We ain't playing no more until contract time comes out and you give us the numbers. I think that's what that. I don't think IQ is hurt at all. I think this whole thing about him being nicked up is all about contract disputes.
Do you think there's dissension or disagreement in process between him and his agent and the organization? Or do you think that he's sitting out in unison, in agreement between the two?
I think he's playing basketball and he gave his agent a number. And I feel like the agent knows the deadline and they're going to use as much leverage as possible to, get as much money as possible. So I feel like they're waiting until like the minute before the deadline to be like, all right, we'll take this number. Like I think that's what's happening. I think the Knicks want 80,000. I think the IQ probably wants 100, and they're trying to use the clock to like push that number past 80, or it could be even vice versa. You know what I mean? It could be take it or leave it, or we'll just like. I think they both kind of play pots pretty much.
Or another option would, or another reason why it could be maybe the Knicks want to see what they have in McBride because they might be considering trading IQ and not paying him the money to see if they can bring in another viable piece that may help the team going forward. So that could be a case as well.
That's also something that could be going on.
Ooh, I gotta respond to this. I bet everyone's really happy that I'm not saying fire Tibbs and that I'm not calling Julius Randle a bum and hating on Knicks related things. I've been a lot more positive, I think, in the last calendar year, and I plan on staying that way. If the organization botches this and IQ either leaves in free agency as a restricted free agent or is traded for a non-superstar, so not an Embiid or a Luka or a Giannis, but a Paul George, Zach LaVine, Karl-Anthony Towns, I'm going to be furious. I think a lot of Net fans will, and I think it will be rightly so and deserved. The way that first they botched the Obi Toppin development and trade value, getting 2 second-round picks, and then if IQ is flipped, and instead of paying him a solid organic player you got to the draft and then cultivated, developed, and watched blossom, and you lose him in a package for a player who's not even better than Julius Randle, I'll be my opinion of Leon Rose will change dramatically. And I really hope it doesn't happen because I love the job Leon's done. I've been way more of a fan than I have been a hater, but you already botched Obi. Botched Quickley too. I'm off the bandwagon.
I would agree with you. To me, that would be definitely seen as a failure because to me, when it comes to the guys who's developed, he's one of the guys who I say he's come a long way and has been developing in the right direction. And to get a lesser value for him as well would really, really suck. It would really, really suck. So I agree with you, Lee. I'll be pissed off. To me, the next move is still the most important. So you can still piss me off in that regard and then make it up. Like, let's say we don't sign him, but then we end up flipping him for like a couple of firsts or a first or something, and that's used in the package for like a star, then, you know, it is what it is at that point. He's still kind of used for good or better. Um, there's no way I can't see him being used for second round picks. Like I don't. That's not even happening. His value is bigger than a second round pick. It's a 6-man of the year candidate. Is going to be a first somewhere involved. But yeah, I agree.
That first, Jailus, that first better be used for Embiid or Giannis. If it's used for Cat or Paul George,
I would throw up if it was used for Cat.
garbage,
I
trash,
would throw up if it was used for Cat.
trash.
Paul George.
That better be Cat.
Paul George,
Or Looming.
I would cringe, but I would hold my breath because of what Paul George is when he's healthy. But it's like, how often has he been healthy? You know what I mean? Like
Outside
Yeah.
of Brunson and Randall, I think IQ has the highest ceiling on a team. That's just my personal opinion for what I've seen. I think he has the third highest potential.
yeah, I feel like it can go a lot of different ways, man. I feel like IQ is in the race. I feel like Grimes is in the race. I feel like there's a few possibilities, but I feel like IQ and Grimes, they have different games. IQ can be more versatile because he can kind of play on ball more, all ball and off ball. But like that quick trigger 3-point shooting of Grimes is something that every team needs, and I feel like he has that kind of Clay-ish, Houston-ish game if given more volume. So it's just different. It's different. I feel like I can see something happening with both of them if given a bigger leash in different roles for sure.